Okay, can everybody hear me? How we doing? Send this thing out. Let me know if you guys can hear me below. Let's talk about FTX. I have some screenshots and I have some things I want to share with you guys. A lot of stuff's going on with FTX. I didn't have any money in FTX because I don't trust any exchanges. Hopefully you don't either, but I need you to do something real quick. Click this button right here. Invite 3 people onto this space. Let's talk, okay? We have a lot of breaking news when it comes to FTX. I'm going to share some things, and hopefully I keep my Instagram doesn't get deleted, okay? Over the past couple of days, you know, this is all part of the plan, okay? So number one, this is all part of the plan. This was, you know, nobody knew this was going to happen with FTX. I don't even think this was supposed to happen, but from day number one, isn't it, and I said this on previous sessions, wasn't it a little bit weird how this kid just came out of nowhere and is now like the next Warren Buffett? Like Alameda Research, we've been talking about Alameda Research for like almost 2 years, and some things weren't adding up, how they were investing, and I actually want to show you guys a few things here right now. So let's start with this. This is pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys can see Sam's picture here, but I want to give you some facts, and then I want you to go do some research on it. Okay, put some number ones in the chat. Go research who Sam Bankman-Fried, his parents are. Okay, both of them are heavily involved in the Democratic Party. Okay, as donors. Okay, his dad and his mom. I believe it was his mom who worked with, I believe it's just one of his parents. I can't remember the exact parent. One of his parents worked at MIT with Gary Gensler, who is now the SEC, commissioner of the SEC, who makes all the decisions, who sued XRP. So I want you to go research who his parents are. I believe it was his mom or dad. I think his mom. And his mom and dad are educators. They're professors. And they are very well known in the tax policy world when it comes to the Democratic Party. Now, this is no coincidence. Let me share something else with you. This is a fact. You guys can go research this yourself. This is not a fact. This is not a game. Like, people don't understand this. Sam Bankman-Fried was the number 2 donor to President Biden's campaign 13 days after President Biden, and this is not political, I'm giving you facts here, go research this yourself. 13 days after President Biden announced that he was running for president, FTX was created. Okay? And I'm sharing this because these types of events hurt people. Now, if you're not educated and you left all your money in crypto, I'm gonna be honest, that's your fault. I've been telling you, if you follow the right people, they've been telling you. Okay? Self-custody, self-sovereignty is why crypto was created. Crypto was not created, okay, for anything but that. So Sam Bankman-Fried, he donates what, millions and millions of dollars to help President Biden's campaign. Okay, stick with me here. Let's keep going through this. This has nothing to do with political. I'm showing you guys facts. You guys can do this research yourself. Okay. Now, here is what is very interesting here. Okay. You can't really see this on Instagram, but these are the biography of his parents. You guys can go research that. We're talking about FTX here. And I know it's going to be a little bit hard to see on the phone. So let me pause here for a second. So what I've kind of come to the conclusion was, okay, you have this kid. He's really smart. Sam Bankman-Fried, for you guys that don't know, he was arbitrage trading Bitcoin, and then he stopped. That's how he made some money. Both of his parents are very, very well educated. They're both they're both like professors. I think it was his mom who was a professor at MIT, right, a college. And I believe it was her. She obviously was friends with, I think it might be his dad. Guys, I apologize. I've had some pre-workout. I need to go work out after this. Okay, might have been his dad. One of his parents was friends with Gary Gensler. Okay, Gary Gensler was appointed the SEC commissioner by President Biden. So when President Biden came into office, he chose Gary Gensler. Now, here's the interesting thing. Is if he would have lost, we would have probably had a different SEC commissioner. Now, if you guys can follow the money and get what I'm saying here, Sam already had FTX. FTX, what started 2018 or 2017? FTX was already rolling. FTX was already making money. And report just came out about an hour ago that FTX, listen to this, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried put a back door. I think I have a picture of it. He had created a back door. Is it this? No. He created a back door loophole where he was funneling money out of. Okay, now all of this is, a lot of its allegations, that was a fact that they just found out about a couple hours ago. So he had a back door that wouldn't trigger any alerts. The issue with these exchanges, please listen to this and send this out to a few people. The issue with, if Coinbase gets caught doing this, if Crypto.com gets caught doing this, the issue is that you're giving your custody to the exchanges. Okay. If they are trading your money, that's the issue. Okay. If they're taking risks and taking leverage, I want you guys to take a look at something real quick. This is the whole tree of Sam Bankman-Fried. So Sam had 4 companies. Okay. He had Alameda Research, which invested into Solana. They don't own Solana, but they invested into Solana. They invested into Voyager. Then he had FTX. FTX had 2 entities, acquisitions and investments. And that's where, I believe that's where they got into BlockFi. Okay, BlockFi was another centralized exchange, right? Centralized CeFi that they took over. Now, what is going to be interesting is, did they use those funds? Did they take the funds from BlockFi's people? The liquidity from BlockFi, and were they trading those funds? I don't think this was supposed to happen. But the corruption and the ends with the Democratic Party, guys, this was very obvious. Put a 1 if you could see through this. This was very clear. This was clear as day. Why is Sam like the main person for, why is he speaking on behalf of all of crypto in Congress? He was under the oath, saying some things that could go back to put him in prison for the rest of his life, right? Now, will he? I doubt it. I doubt it for who he gave money to. So when you look at this, these are the 4 companies. Now, the first initial report was FTX US was going to be okay. But guess what? FTX is going under as well. The American Airlines Arena, which turned into FTX Arena in Miami, which is 20 minutes from where I live. Guess what? They already took off. They already took off the FTX logo and are now coming in for new sponsorships. There's a rumor that just leaked that Bored Ape Yacht Club might come in and take. I appreciate Chris Wolf for buying a badge. Hopefully this information is helping. Once again, this is not financial advice. I'm just bringing you guys some things that I've been watching and I've been seeing. Okay, so we're gonna see obviously a new arena. If you watched baseball this past year, FTX was on the umpire's chest. That is now that agreement is going to be obviously terminated as well. Okay, so this is how he structured this whole thing. You had Alameda, FTX, FTX US. Those are done. Alameda, I think it was that girl, I forgot her name. She was like the person running Alameda. Interesting. And then you had FTX Ventures. Now, a lot of these projects, here was the issue. A lot of these projects were invested in from the initial FTT token that was created. Alameda came in, got that token at an ICO price, really cheap. That token eventually pumped. They made a ton of capital. They took out leverage. This is the problem. They took out leverage against all of their assets. And that's what, at the end of the day, is going to bite them in the bullet. But look, let me say something real quick. These people, guys, were bad people to begin with. And I think we're all hopefully becoming more woke, and hopefully my Instagram doesn't get shut down here, that the people running the show, it's not about Democratic or Republican. I really believe it's literally good versus evil. Now, I don't think they wanted this to happen, but you know what this is going to do? Is now the governments are going to go say, well, hey, Terra Luna, hey, Voyager, hey, Celsius, hey, y'all can't do it yourself. let us introduce you to something called central bank digital currencies, which is already happening in Asia. And now this is where they're going to try to protect you and me, just like they try to protect us with those damn masks. And now CBDCs are going to come into play. Now, there's not really too many positive things here about this, but this may speed up the need for regulation. This may speed up regulation, which I think in return does pump crypto. It does push us. I don't think, guys, we're too far from the bottom. I'm going to be honest, because right now the sentiment is sell. The sentiment is fear. So if you're looking at crypto right now, which is not moving in correlation to the stock market anymore this week. Yes, DefiMikeSotero is my official Twitter. I posted a lot of this stuff on my Twitter already. And there's more. If you guys, okay, you want to see one more thing? Or a few more things here? Okay, take a look at this. Despite raising $2 billion, he remained majority of the company, of the owner of the company. No investors joined the FTX's board of directors, which was made up by Mr. Bankman-Fried, an FTX employee and a lawyer. An advisory board of investors had no functional control over the company. This dude literally had control over everything. Now, but he was being controlled, right? The question is, who was he being controlled by? And then you go back and you look at, things like this and see who he was giving money to. And guys, this actually gets better. I'll share a few more things with you. You look at this, go research George Soros. Go look at what he invests in, okay? Sam Bankman-Fried literally helped. Like, you guys understand this? He literally helped. And I would say this about any president. I don't give a shit, okay? He literally helped our current president get into office. You think there weren't favors pulled? You think there weren't strings pulled for that to happen? I would say that about anybody. His campaign, the current president's campaign, was funded by dirty money. Y'all get that? It didn't matter who it is. Democratic, the current president. Okay, you guys getting this right now? You guys understanding this? Let me share a few more things with you. So today, okay, so take a look at this. So today, there was a hack. Oh no, let me share this one. There was a hack on FTX's wallets. Now, what we have seen, I didn't screenshot all of them. Okay, I gotta use this one. What we have seen, now take a look at this. A couple weeks ago, let me preface this picture. A couple weeks ago, there's a project called MakerDAO. If you're one of my students, you know exactly what MakerDAO is. You've known about it for years. Okay, MakerDAO, M-A-K-R-D-A space D-A-O, DAO. They have a stable coin called DAI. USDC and USDT can both be frozen. For all of y'all who are trusting Tether and trusting USDC, if you're trusting Tether, I believe USDC will be fine. Could be wrong. But if you're trusting Tether, you're in some trouble. There was a short yesterday. I don't know if it was FTX, but yesterday or two days ago, there was a $200 million short position on Tether. Tether could be that last bubble that pops. Just like how Terra Luna stablecoin fell, Tether is very, very, Tether could be next, okay? So anyways, here's what happens. Is the FTX, one of the FTX's wallets, or the FTX exchange gets caught sending money out. Now, what they're calling this is a white hacker or a black hacker, not the color of their skin, but what kind of hacking they're doing, because you can see here that they're actually moving money into DAI. They're moving money into the only stable coin. There's a couple other ones, but into the biggest stable coin that cannot be frozen. Okay? DAI is actually decentralized. Now, the co-founder, I didn't screenshot that. Let me see. The co-founder, I'm going to do a better Instagram live on this in a couple, probably tomorrow or tonight. The co-founder of MakerDAO was found dead in Puerto Rico last week, okay, at 29 years old. You think all of this is happening by accident? Okay. The MakerDAO co-founder, and MakerDAO is still fine, was pronounced dead in Puerto Rico a couple of days ago. And they're saying the How he died, they don't know, right? They haven't even released that information yet. So you have money leaving the FTX exchange, rolling into Tether, rolling into USDC, as you guys can see these transactions, and also into DAI. Now, how this kind of happened is I believe this was like a white hacker or something, because look, they are now moving money into a token that's called, you can see the contract address right here. The contract that says, fuck you, FTX. So now, I didn't screenshot it, but it's on my Twitter. If you guys go to my Twitter, DefiMikeSotero, you will see, I didn't screenshot it before this, but you will see on my Twitter that that wallet is moving money, and they're trolling. Okay, now that wallet is actually not moving real money. I was just listening to somebody, and they were explaining how they created a fake token, okay, called FTX, FU Sam Bankman-Fried, and it's going to look like that token is moving money to their wallets, but they're doing it through, it's like a hack. It's like they're hacking the system, they're hacking the blockchain basically in a way and making it look like. So they're not actually moving money into that token. So you have all of this shit going on. Now, I'm going to end it on this. I don't think all of this FTX stuff was supposed to happen. I think it got exploited. CZ, the owner of Binance, knew. He was actually an early investor. CZ actually invested 20%, or 20 million, or he invested something into FTX. Okay? Interesting. We're going to see what happens here. Here's what it comes down to. Exactly. Decentralization means you have custody of your assets. Do not leave your crypto on an asset, right? Because there could be a bank run on Coinbase. There could be a bank run on the banks. Now, what happened to FTX, or what happens with these bank runs, guys, this is what the banks do with our money every day. It's just with the banks, there's no transparency. If you go to the bank right now and you want to withdraw 10 grand, like let's say you have 10,000 in your account, the bank doesn't even have probably 10,000. Your local Chase, your local Wells Fargo, okay? The banks are doing this every day and nobody says anything. But with crypto, this is happening for the need, okay? For the need of CBDCs. So let me see if there's anything else I could share with you. This was a picture of all of FTX's organization. I can't zoom in here. I gotta maybe post this. No, I just zoomed in on myself. Well, that's not good. There we go. Can't zoom in on the picture. Literally, this is like how the whole organization of FTX was structured. For the most part, this just leaked. And Sam Bankman-Fried had full control. You guys ever see like some movies that they have like advisory boards? And like people on the advisory board can kick out, like what happened with Steve Jobs, right? He didn't have that, okay? He was a one-man show. And I just think about, how does one man get all this power? How did he start there? Well, he was positioned there by the elite class, by the class of people that all of us know exist. A lot of us are just too scared to admit it. And when you understand this, you understand that all of this is going according to plan. Guys, this is a bear market. Now, every bear market, different shit happens. Like you had like Mt. Gox in 2014. Like every bear market is different. COVID in 2014, but that was an accelerated bull market. Accelerated recession into expansion type move. Every bear market is different. So this one, I'm excited because if we can get through this, if you can get through this, this isn't a time to run away from crypto. That's what they want the average person to do before that big money comes in. Now, I don't know if it's going to come in right now. I think a lot of retail is going to be very scared to invest right now. But the reason that they're going to be scared is because lack of education. And that's where you have to get around the right people. You have to get around the right circles of people in this space, because what the world is going to see right now on the main stage, and this is 2020 all over again, right? This is 2018 all over again. on the world stage, it's going to look like this shit is burning and we're all going to zero, right? Now, that does get me bullish, where I think we could see a run to the upside. Maybe not yet, but I believe we could see a nice run to the upside in the next couple of weeks on crypto, potentially going into December, okay? So the key is right now is to be smart. You guys want to laugh? Look at this meme that came out. The name of the company is FTX, a cutting-edge, high-tech crypto exchange based in the Bahamas. You know what's crazy is I was in the Bahamas 2 weeks ago, and FTX was everywhere. They were building this, they're building they bought 300, take a look at this. Sam Bankman-Fried bought $300 million of property in the Bahamas. The people in the Bahamas can't even use FTX. And there was rumors that people were getting Bahamian residents. They were becoming Bahamian residents in like a day to go withdraw. I was in the Bahamas 2 weeks ago. And one of my friends who's in my team, his name's Steven, he might be on here. Guess what? He works and runs a hotel that all the FTX people are always hanging out at. And they don't talk to nobody, he was telling me. They do their own thing. And he sees Sam walking on the street, driving a Toyota Corolla. Okay. This is all coming to light. But I think it all comes back. Look, take a look at this. This was a meeting in April. On March 23rd, 2022, the members of the staff, this email leaked. Chairman Gary Gensler met with the staff of IEX and FTX to discuss custody of digital assets by special purpose broker dealers, including the unique risks associated with custody of digital asset securities and the conditional no action relief discussed in the statement. So they talked about the custody of crypto through FTX, and there was no action on this. You can see the people that attended, the FTX attendees. You can see Sam Bankman-Fried was present in that meeting. You can see the Amanda Fisher, Corey, blah, blah, blah. All these people right here. This was all in an email that leaked. Okay? When you go back and you look at things like this, of who donated, like, this is not about politics, y'all. Politics were created to divide you and me. But like, when public donations are public, and you know who's donating, you know who's supporting. That's all it is. Like, it's okay if you wear a Miami Heat shirt or a Miami Heat jersey to, let's say, a Lakers game, and the Heat aren't playing. Because, why? You are a Miami Heat fan. You have the right to wear that jersey. Everybody's going to see you wearing that jersey. That's what happened here. But nobody thought about this. Now, I just didn't think that, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think that it would go down like this. But when you understand that this dude had control over Alameda, FTX, the US, and the ventures, he was pumping all of these projects. Now, he did invest into like Solana, which you can see right here under me, but he doesn't own Solana. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alameda Research had a lot of Solana, I believe, in their holdings, and they've probably sold it all. They've probably been selling it for a year, to be honest. So that makes me a little bit more comfortable knowing that. Would you consider this a black swan event? Not really. Unless we found out. Not really. You could consider, it's definitely a very important event in history and crypto, obviously. It depends. If we come back out and, we find information that they were selling Bitcoin at 20K, but it was a very slow drop. So not really. Any questions you guys have below, let me know. I'll try to do my best to answer them. Guys, we're talking about FTX. What's been going on here? Right now, there is literally, literally tokens being created. It's literally crazy. Go. Hopefully I'm still on Instagram after today. Go research this shit. Go research Alameda Research. Go research their logo. Okay? Go research the Alameda Research logo and compare it to what you can't zoom in on the thing. Go research this. Should we convert USDT into Bitcoin? I would say go look into DAI or USDC. I would not be sitting on USDT right now. I actually found a wallet that I had a couple $1,000s in, and I was like, oh shit, I freaked out, and I just bought Solana, and then I moved it, and I put it back in stablecoin. Russia pulling out of places in Ukraine. That could be good. I have not heard that, but that could be good. If the war stops, bullish. Definitely a bullish event that could help everybody. But go research this stuff, right? I don't know if this is true or not. This is all speculation. But if you guys know what Epstein is, that island, right? They're even talking about how it may have moved. I'm gonna end on that, okay? Any questions below, feel free. I'll answer a few. If you guys need any questions. Quick question about USDT and Tether. Is a fall coming? It could. That would definitely probably be the last domino. If Tether implodes, or, you know, you see the depeg of it, it's going to create an exit for a lot of people. Now, if people are smart, they'll just move their Tether into other coins real quick. So, like, let's say Tether goes from $1, right, 1 for 1. Let's say it goes to 96 cents. Just move that into Bitcoin, move that into ETH, move that into something else that would hold its value at that time, hopefully, or continue to grow. The mistake that people make, or the mistake that these exchanges make, is that they're trading clients' money. FTX got caught. Okay? I can't tell you where my tokens are. FTX got caught. Self-custody, that's where my tokens are. I have control over my tokens. That's all. Ledger is the safest place, right? But I have control, these exchanges like Coinbase, any centralized exchange, and a lot of them right now are trying to cover their ass because they're sending out emails saying, hey, we have the reserves, we have this. So when it comes to proof of reserves, we're going to need to see transparent wallet addresses. We're going to need to see every single transaction that happens with those reserve accounts. I don't think in the next year or after regulation that people are even going to trust some of these places. Like, it's just too risky right now. Way too risky. Do you think other networks will be bullish now instead of Ethereum? This has nothing to do with Ethereum. This has absolutely nothing to do with Ethereum. Bullish on Pulse Chain? No. I'm not bullish right now on a lot of stuff. Right now, I'm sticking with the major cap coins. I'm not dibbling and dabbling small caps. There's a time for that. You want to go invest in small coins? Good luck. I've lost a lot of money, made a lot of money. It is not the time. Small cap coins, some of them that were here a couple months ago, a couple years ago, I think some of them will recover. Like, I'm not going to name any, but right now, to put new money in, hell no. Hell no. We need a way to record your live. I'm mad as hell. I'm 20 minutes late. I'm gonna put this on. I said a lot of shit on this one, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna put this on I'm gonna upload this to my page for one day. I'm gonna delete this tomorrow, okay? What would you do if you had ETH staked on Kraken? I would unstake it and I would move it out. That's what I would do. You don't have to do that, but that's what I would do. Look, right now, okay, I'm going to talk for like 5 more minutes. Right now is not the time. So feel free to click this button right here and invite somebody out here. Invite somebody on here. Right now is not the time to try to earn any yield on your crypto. Okay? Get your coins out of the exchanges. Stop staking on centralized exchanges. If you're staking in a decentralized pool, there's total value locked. That's fine. But now's not the time to be leaving your money on any centralized entities. They're all at risk. Now, there's a few, like, I don't think some will fall, like, but we don't know. That's the whole thing. What's up, Joel? That's the whole thing. We don't know who could be next. Now, I think Tether is next. But when you see stuff like this, for those that are just getting on here, we've been talking. When you see stuff like this could have affected a lot of other projects, right? There was a lot of money that came from Sam into this space. So we got to see. Do you believe in using an I don't even know what that is. SDIRA? Please elaborate. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin's good. There's nothing wrong. See, okay, this is a good point. Thank you, Positive Love. There's nothing wrong with crypto. Now, there's a lot of things wrong, obviously, but there's nothing wrong with Bitcoin. There's nothing wrong with the network. There's nothing wrong with Ethereum. There's nothing wrong with Solana's network, even though it goes down once in a while, right? There's nothing wrong with those things. What's wrong is the people in this space are corrupted politicians, appointing people. Sam should have never been this wealthy, okay? You guys get what I'm saying? He was chosen because of who he was. He was obviously smart, but he was chosen because of his parents. Go look at the connections. This was on, I think, Reddit. Go look at the connections of how this all came about. It's not by accident that Sam was FTX came about, okay, when it did, okay? Binance CEO said there will be others that fall. Probably. And he's probably shorting them, to be honest. Solana's cool. Well, we don't know, right? Now, some projects may not bounce back from this bear market, but we're going to see. What are your decentralized staking recommendations? If you're one of my students, be on the go lives, be on the sessions this week. That's all I'll say on that. Just where you got to have custody, okay? And you got to make sure that there's liquidity, there's transparency, you can see transactions. We don't know. Like we give money to the bank, and I need to get off here. We give money to our banks every day, right? We deposit money every week, bi-weekly from our jobs or businesses or whatever, right? And they're obviously doing what Sam was doing. And the thing is if everybody tomorrow went to the bank and tried to ask for their money, this is called a bank run, what would happen? It happened in Sri Lanka. It's happened in so many different countries. Go research. What would happen? That's the interesting thing. What's good, Italy? That's the interesting thing. If everybody tomorrow went to Coinbase and said, hey, we want our money, what would happen? That's the scary part. Okay? And why Bitcoin, and in the white paper of Bitcoin, talks about sovereignty. Talks about you having ownership with your crypto. You having control with your money. They don't have enough. They would limit withdrawals. Exactly. So we're kind of in this space where it's like the dollar is very high, so it's good to have cash, but then crypto's kind of like in trouble because now there's no trust on these exchanges. So right now the time is to be educated, to be sitting, to be patient. I think there's more blood in the macro. I know there's more blood in the macro. But do we see a short squeeze to the upside? Because right now the whole Twitter spaces, the whole space is very bearish, obviously. How crazy would it be if crypto went on a run for the next 6 months, or the next 3 months, or the next month? That's what I'm watching. That's what I believe could potentially happen. So, 2 things. Number 1, make sure you guys are following me on Twitter. I'm posting a lot more faster updates on this whole situation and on other situations. It's the same username, DefiMikeSotero. Shoot me a DM when you follow me there. And then YouTube, I just dropped a video of where I believe the macro picture is going. Go to my story. The link is there. It's called the $500 billion crash. Okay. Any last questions? Educate, sit, 100%. Any last questions? Feel free to ask. I'm going to go play some basketball and not talk about crypto for 2 hours. Did it yesterday. The time is now. Patience. Look at the macro. Always. Be very careful who you're following, who you're listening to right now. This is a space where it's sad. They got to answer to God on this one. That we're in a space right now where a lot of people get taken advantage of. Okay. So guys, I'm going to upload this right now to my page. I said a lot of things on here. Okay. that I really don't want going too viral. So I'm going to leave this on my page probably for 12 hours. I'm going to delete it tonight before I go to sleep. Please watch the replay. We talked about this. We talked about this whole tree of what this dude was doing. We talked about how he just bought $300 million of real estate. I was literally it's so crazy. I was literally like a couple hundred yards away from the office that they were building in Bahamas. I was there like 2 weeks ago. So wild. In Nassau, New Providence. So wild. Okay. Go research the logo of... I think I just muted myself. Go research the logo of Alameda Research. And then right now, you're seeing FTX moving funds. I think this is a hacker moving funds into stablecoins. So let's see how this plays out. I'm going to upload this. Appreciate you guys. And see you guys soon.